Hello everyone, I'm Steve, Marc's around, and this is Smokeysteveandmarc and Marc. Either welcome or welcome back. Okay, so I'm going to be trying more products. I've decided, we've made a decision about doing a little bit of a series with that. You guys know I'm obsessed with infomercials. Love them, old ones, new ones, all of them. So infomercial products are something I've always kind of kept my eye on for, whether at a thrift store or like maybe a good sale. I haven't bought any of them usually firsthand. Some very generous people for a wedding gift gave us a couple, so I've tried that out. So we did the 3-in-1 waffle maker last time we were here, and that came out actually pretty good, I would say. Ate all the bubble waffles, all of them. The regular waffles with the cinnamon buns we had done earlier, and it was just good. Everything was good. So we're going to continue with that, with Steve will try it, going through another infomercial product. This one's a little bit different because we're going through a cookbook that was sold via infomercial. Some of you probably know the dump cakes with Cathy Mitchell. I particularly have a fascination with Cathy Mitchell. I don't know why. I was a kid, and growing up, I wasn't good at Little League. I didn't do crap on the weekends at home. I kind of sat around and watched TV, and that raised me when my parents were out at work. And I remember sitting through a lot of infomercials. And then when I couldn't sleep at night, when I was in college, infomercials. And I had followed Cathy everywhere from the Snack Master, all the way up to Red Copper, Turbo Cooker 1, Turbo Cooker 2, Turbo Cooker Grill, Red Copper. There's that blue one now, too. Just everything. And I remember her, she was like middle-aged when I was a kid, so I know she's up there now. I still see she's working sometimes. And I wanted to give a chance to some other dump cakes. Now, if you recall, or if you're a longtime viewer, we did a traditional dump cake recipe in August of 2020. It was a Mondays with Marc titled Mondays with Steve, and I did Marc type things for a video. So we had done a traditional dump cake there. Traditional, I mean, it ends up looking more like a cobbler when it's done. I'll give you the rough draft. Pan, pie filling, dry cake mix, butter, melted, oven, half hour, 350. So that's how those turn out. Today we're going to do a little bit different though. I'm going to try 2 other recipes. The first one I'm going to try is the cherry vanilla cake. If you're following along at home, it's on page 6. This is 4 ingredients. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty moist cake from just looking at this. And we'll see how much of a dump it really is. I'm perusing the book, and some of these look like the dump involves making a complete cake mix and then adding something. So we'll see how dump gets used as an adjective and as a verb. So we'll make the cherry vanilla cake, and we're also going to make something called Cup O apple pie. That is a single-serve dump recipe that goes in the microwave. It gives you the memory of apple pie. Again, it only has about 5-6 ingredients. So we're going to try out both of those, go into the kitchen and see. We'll see what's what. We'll see if Steve will actually try it. All right, let's roll. Well, lovely to see you again. Cathy says hello too. Oh, just look at her. Just screams mom and wholesome. So we're going to try out 2 recipes from the dump cake book. We're going to do one that goes in the oven and then one that does in the microwave. And the one is a single serve and the other serves 12 to 16. So we'll start with the cherry vanilla cake, dump cake. This is a 4-ingredient cake. So let's see how much dumping is actually done. I did a traditional dump cake, but this is a little different. So here's what the recipe includes. We have 1 box of white cake mix, half a cup of vegetable oil, canola, whatever you like, and then 3 eggs. Dump. Okay. So this is where I get questioning dumping, because I'm going to break out a mixer. So here's the mixer. We're going to beat it for 1 to 2 minutes on medium or high, just to get it all incorporated. So I'll see you in a couple minutes. Alrighty then. So we went for about 2 minutes. I get to lick the beater. I'll do it later. So there's our filling. The last thing we have is 1 can cherry pie filling. We are going to dump this over, so it's still a dump cake. if you can see. And now, don't go mixing, but if you know how to fold, fold. You just kind of go under and over. And under and over. We're looking to get a swirl type thing going on. We don't want the whole thing to turn pink necessarily. So, fold. Fold. Get one up from the bottom. All right. I think we're good there. Okay. Now I have a 9x13 glass that I've sprayed. Oven's at 350. So, let's see if I can get this out so y'all can see. Looks like cherries. Looks like vanilla. Smells like deliciously cherry sugar. I could eat canned cherry pie filling out of it, but out of the can with a spoon, so you can't really go by me. Boop. Okay, now we're just gonna spread it out. It's good stuff. Good stuff. This is one of my kind of sweets. Chocolate's good all the time, you know, but sometimes you want something a little bit different. Sometimes like fruit or lemon or cinnamon, you know, something like that. That might be coming up next, actually. Okay, so 350. We're gonna put it in our oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Check with a toothpick in the center to see if it's clean. It's going to be a moist cake because there's a whole can of pie filling in it, but watch for wetness, and we'll check it at 20. I'll let you know what it works out to for us. Okay? Yay. So while that's baking, why don't we go for something a little selfish? Why don't we make apple pie for one? Cup-o apple pie for one. How's that? And this is very much more a dump. You just put everything in. So what I have is one medium apple, peeled and diced. Now, how long you cook this depends on how big you cut them, so we'll leave that with you. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of quick oats, or if you have like oatmeal packets in the cabinet, you can use a teaspoon out of one of those. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and then like a tablespoon of butter, but I shaved it into like, I'll show you, like 2 different pieces there. Just thin to put on top. And it is as easy as this. Apples. Ah, my brown sugar didn't come out. Brown sugar, cinnamon and oats. Okay, and we're gonna give this a quick toss just to get things coated and get all the flavor down to the bottom and up to the top. I think I'm using a gala apple. The recipe doesn't specify. I know Macintosh can turn into little sponges sometimes, so use your judgment. You want to use a Granny Smith, maybe go up on the sugar. Okay, so that is mixed. Now we take our butter and just like kind of dot it on the top. Just a little here, a little there. How could butter, sugar, and cinnamon turn bad? I don't see how. So this goes in the microwave for 1 to 2 minutes. I'm gonna go for 2 based on the size of my apple pieces. Check it with a fork. Don't check it with a knife, because a knife is sharper than your tooth. Check it with a fork to see if it's tender. If it needs longer, give it another 20 seconds at a time, okay? So off to the microwave we go. Okay. Cup-o apple pie. Doesn't that look good? Get the sweet stuff on camera, not me. So, it's gooey, there's the apples, and the brown sugar, and the apples let out their juices and made a little sauce with it. It smells like we were baking apple pie. So, to top it off, you can use whipped cream, you can use ice cream, you can use nothing. We happen to have butterscotch vanilla swirl, which, how could that not go with apple pie? So, we're just gonna hit it like that. And it gets all oozy and it melts into it and it's cold on top and hot on bottom. Very easy, very good for the single person, or if you just want to have one dessert at a time rather than make a whole big apple crisp, definitely for you. So there you have it, Cup-o apple pie. All right, let's see. Now it's been 30 minutes. 32 minutes, excuse me. And this is what we've got. Okay. So, looks marbled, looks like this. Let me test it. This is a very moist cake, so differentiate between moist and raw. That came out clean. So leave it here for, it's very tempting, isn't it? At least 15 minutes. Just to let it cool so it'll hold some shape. And then we'll see you back on the couch and I'll give you my final assessment. Alright, here we go. Ooh. See the cherries and then the cake, and it's kind of swirled and it's warm and it's gooey and it's cherries and it's delicious. Obviously, I don't think this needs icing, but for prettiness sake and whatnot, I'm gonna hit it with some powdered sugar. And around the plate, because this chef showed me this one time. And there you have it, cherry vanilla dump cake. And we're back from the kitchen. I can't even play exhausted. These recipes are so easy. So we're gonna give them a try, see how they came out, and I'll share with you some final thoughts on the book as a product itself. This is the apple pie for one. Apple pie. And it has some of that butterscotch vanilla ice cream dripped into it. And it's warm and cinnamony. It's very good. So, I approve of that. Taste-wise, we're good. Now, I also have the dump cake. Cherry vanilla. So you can see some of the cherries like through the inside. The top is gooey. I tried it, I tested it, and it was done, but it's a very gooey cake with the pie filling, because it's not mixed in, it's swirled, so. It's incredible. I would leave Mark for this. So, what have we decided? Well, from the dump cake I had done previously to this dump cake now, the cherry vanilla, and then the microwave for one pie. I like the microwave one that's in the single cup because you don't always want to bake a cake for so many people. And there's a number of recipes like that are in here. There's pineapple upside down cake, there's double chocolate ones, all sorts of different ones that you can try out. For the dump cakes, apparently it's a loose definition or so. A dump cake, as my understanding, would just be a dump. Pie filling or fruit, cake mix, soda, or butter. It's always one or the other for some reason. The one I did with cherry vanilla is delicious. It's very, very tasty. And having used a hand mixer, I did put everything just into one bowl. And all I had to dump was the mix and the eggs and all that. That's eerily close to me actually just making a vanilla cake mix and swirling it. So it's not too different than what would be just directions for a non. I mean, what would the directions for a non dump cake for that look like? I don't know. It just seemed like a good vanilla cake with some cherry stuff. So it wasn't technically dump cake in the sense that it's understood, where they're usually kind of like cobblers or other things like that. This one came out more of just a very moist cake. So on that end, I'll take it. Perusing the rest of the book, it's a hodgepodge. It's a mixture of things that are like 3-ingredient cakes, like they have a banana cake. It's just a box of cake mix, 2 things of bananas, and then all the ingredients to make the cake mix. To me, that's not exactly convenient. Maybe it does count as a dump if you pour them all down, but I don't think that's convenient as some of the other recipes. When you just have 2 or 3, that's what really speaks to me as someone who looks at dump cakes and dump desserts, because I can't cook desserts that well. And for me, this felt really doable. It felt really easy to follow. You don't need fancy ingredients or fancy anything for any of this. It's a lot of store-bought stuff. Make sure you have stock in not only cake mix, but canned biscuits, because that comes off a lot too. And there's plenty. There's easy ones, there's family ones. So I would say for the book, I'll give it 1.5 thumbs up. If you can do such a thing. Why is it not 2? Some of these dump cakes aren't dump cakes. They're just plain old cake. Mix up a cake, the ingredients might as well say, and then add a can of pineapple or something to it. So are they technical dump cakes? No. Are they good? The one I made was pretty good. I'd wager some of the others are too. And it's Cathy. Cathy wouldn't steer us wrong. Would she? So at any rate, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining. Steve will try it. We'll see what I try next week. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You get alerts when we have new videos and go live. You can follow us on Facebook at SmokeySteveandmarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveandmarc. Our email address and contact info is below as well. Thank you again, and I will be catching up with you very soon, okay? Good stuff. Take care. Bye.